Hey guys, welcome back to Almost Inevitable Design. My name is still PK and I make WordPress tutorials for website developers and designers. So originally I was supposed to be talking about variables, but considering that I actually have a whole tutorial dedicated just to variables, which you can find in the link down below, I'm gonna actually talk about something else, something that is, I think, way more useful in terms of like styling and everything. So we're going to talk about pseudo elements. Now you've probably seen a lot. Sorry, I had to start. All right, I don't think I'm going to go over 13 minutes, but anyways, you've probably seen stuff like this. After and before are the most commonly used, most popular pseudo elements. Now, of course, there are other pseudo elements like first line, first letter, that kind of stuff. But before and after are by far the most popular and the most widely used, and also very, very useful. So we're going to learn how to use that. Okay. Now, there are a couple of things that you cannot, a couple of elements that you cannot use pseudo elements with, okay? They are replaced elements. What that is it is a placeholder for an external content. So images, objects, button, as in not an anchor tag, not an A tag, but a button tag, all right? These don't work as well. Input, text area, that kind of stuff don't work either, all right? So if you're gonna use a pseudo element with an image, you gotta have an image wrapper around it, like a div, or if you wanna make a clickable button to do that, you gotta make it an anchor tag and link it through that, because that can have a pseudo element, a button tag or an image tag cannot, all right? That's very important. A lot of people struggle with that. They don't know that, so they're like, why does this not work? And it's because it's a replaced element. So pseudo elements only work with non-replaced elements. Okay, so let's try a couple of things. All right, now in order to write a pseudo element, what you need to do is just, let's say for example, let's put a before. All right, let's try different things. Before. All right, now you can see that I use only one semicolon. You should use two, and browsers support both, singles or doubles. I am in the habit of using a single, but single is the old way and it's still supported because backwards compatibility, but double is the proper way. Okay, so the easiest way to get a before is something like this. Let's put a content, and inside quotation marks, we put in like an asterisk, right? And let's give it a color like red. And if we check that out, we can see that it's right there. Very good. All right. Now let's try giving it an after. All right. Same thing. Content. Now, if you forget to add that content, it's not going to show. All right. And even when you don't have like a character, like in this case, like a character, that it's still, you still need it, all right? And there you go, okay? You can actually add more if you want, you can do that. You can write a whole sentence if you wanted to, right? You cannot add HTML in there because it's not gonna work. It's not going to work, okay? But you can add any text content and it works fine, okay? All right, so here's something else that we're going to do. We are going to, and it works at the end. If you put in before and after, it works as a block. And let's, for example, if you have multiple lines, then the whole thing will just be its own block and your before and after will work accordingly, okay? Now, a very, very good way of doing, a very useful way of using befores and afters is if you use it, like for example, with a absolute position. All right, so let's try this. Okay, H1. Let's give it a position relative. Now, if you do not understand how positions work, check out lesson 6 in this series, in this playlist and in this series, and you will learn all about positioning. Okay, so go check that if you need to. Now, remember how anything that comes before in the document flow technically by default will be below, right? So we are going to try 2 different things. All right, we're going to put this asterisk at the in the after, but it will have to, we want it here. Okay, we want it there, but we want to put it in after. Another way to do this is to put it here and then put the after, give it a different Z index, because what we're trying to do is we're going to try to give it a background color. All right, now regular background colors where you have like the text, you can just use background color directly and it can go over multiple lines. All right, we're not going to do that. We're just going to do something else because later we're going to try it out on a button. Okay, all right, so you'll see what I mean. So in the before, you know what, I'll just put it here. Sorry, I'll just leave it there so that can do whatever it needs to do by default, and we'll go with the after. And you need a blank content. It still has to be there. Okay, without the content it won't work. Okay, position absolute. All right, top 0, left 0, width 100%, and height 100%, background color light green, light coral. There we go. Cool. So there you go. Now remember how I said after comes before, so well, after comes on top, so you have to give it a Z index of a 0. Will that work? Maybe a 0 or -1 then. There you go. Okay, now it's going all the way. In order for that not to happen, remember how we learned in displays in lesson 5, we learned in displays that blocks are 100% by default, so we can use either an inline block or fit content. Okay, so that, or let me show you. Display inline block, so that works, as well as with fit content. All right, so that works as well. Okay, all right, so that's all good. We don't need to worry too much about that. You know what, I'll leave fit content there. Okay, we won't worry about the paragraph. We're going to go to the button. All right, so now we have a thing called hover, which is also another pseudo element, and we can use a few of them together. So we have button, and we will use button hover. Whoops, yep. So button hover and button after. Okay, so button, let's take out the underline. That would be text decoration none and color white. All right, and we need this to be an inline block, and remember anchor tags are just inline, so we are going to make it an inline block. So display inline block. All right, so that's all good. I'm not going to refresh this because you won't see it because it's a white text, but now we are going to, with a before, add color. So this has to be position relative. Okay, and let's try all of this. So this is a before, so we don't actually need Z index. We can just go directly and do all of this. All right, now, see that? What? Does it need a z-index here? Normally it doesn't. Yeah, okay. What did I miss? Pretty sure. Oh well. So yeah, there we go. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it a hover, all right? And we're gonna change the before on hover, okay? So normally it will be width 0, but on hover, it will have a width of 100%. All right, let's give it a transition. 0.4, why not? Seconds. Everything. Ease. In and out. I don't care. Let's just use ease. So now, oh, you know what? I need to. You can't see the text, right? So let's make it black. Black. There we go. I need to save it. There we go. And did I miss something? Okay. If you look here, I did miss something. On hover, you see that I actually misspelled width. There you go. And there you go. Cool. So you can do that not just with like the background. You can even make it like an underline or an overline or a middle line. All right. So I'll just use an underline for now. And to do that, let's give this padding like 3 rem just so we can see everything. And here we will give it a height of 3 pixels. And it is not from the top. We'll just take out the top. From the bottom. Oh, we probably did this with absolute positioning, but if you want to knock it out, then you got to put an auto if it inherits the top from the plugin or the theme. And bottom -4 pixels should be enough. And now you get that underline. Right? Cool. I think that's pretty cool, right? So I think this was way more useful than reiterating CSS variables, which you can actually learn from a tutorial on my website, link down below. So hopefully this has really helped you. If you have any more CSS tutorials that you want to request, leave them in the comments or email me. And I will see whenever I can. I'll add more videos and hopefully that helps. All right, so hopefully you like this whole journey of 9 lessons, but 11, 12, 10, 11 videos technically of learning how practical CSS works. Hopefully this has gotten you started well in all the CSS stuff and sort of help you understand what to do. And I'll see you around. Okay, join my Discord and come out, chat, and we can have fun. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my newsletter, all that kind of stuff. Check out my courses, pay and learn. Some free courses like this one as well. So start learning, have fun, and I'll see you around. All right, thank you. Bye.